Welcome back, our business world. We're plunging into the fascinating realm of business ownership forms today. Grab your notepads, aspiring tycoons, and curious cats, because it's time to learn about the legalities of businesses. Ever wondered about the machinery behind the world's successful companies? From sole proprietorships to corporations, we've got it covered. A captivating journey awaits, promising a detailed layout of business structures. This video will provide a comprehensive overview. Businesses across the globe vary not only in size and industry, but also in their ownership structures. They can be categorized into myriad types. Each type comes with its own set of benefits and drawbacks. However, one type that stands prominently is privately owned businesses. They aren't subject to certain regulations that public companies must comply with. They offer increased flexibility and control to the owners. Yet they also present certain unique challenges. Despite these challenges, privately owned businesses tend to dominate the landscape in many countries. First up, we have sole traders. These are individuals who single-handedly manage their business. These lone wolves of the business world enjoy complete over their operations. The perks of being a sole trader include retaining all profits after taxes. They are the monarchs of their mini-empires, reaping the full benefits of their hard work. Yet there's a downside: they bear the burden of responsibility for any business losses. This implies that in times of financial turbulence, their personal assets may come under threat to settle any business debts. Moving on to limited companies, legal entities that offer a unique dynamic. A limited company is its own independent entity, distinctly separate from the individuals who own it. Unlike sole proprietorships or partnerships, it stands alone with its own legal status. This distinct separation means that the company's finances, including its profits and liabilities, do not mingle with the personal finances of the owners. It ensures the company's debts aren't the owner's debts. Limited companies therefore offer a shield, a layer of protection for the owner's personal assets. Limited companies can be either private or public. Private limited companies are not traded on the stock market. This type of business entity has a distinct structure, wherein its ownership is and monitored closely. The transfer or sale of shares, a crucial facet of the company, can only be carried out with the unanimous consent of the existent owners. This exclusivity and control through consent is a characteristic feature of private limited companies. Importantly, directors and shareholders enjoy a certain degree of financial safety. Thereby, their personal assets are insulated from risk. This protection is limited only up to the value of their shares. On the other hand, public limited companies, PLCs, trade their shares on the stock market. This allows for a broad range of potential investors. These investors can be individuals or institutions that purchase shares, effectively becoming partial owners of the company. This form of ownership structure is extremely dynamic. It's characterized by constant shifts in shareholders, thereby enabling a flow of new ideas, perspectives. Nevertheless, the financial liability of these participants remains finite. It's strictly bound by the total value of the shares they own. Again, financial liability is limited to the value of shares held by directors and shareholders. Lastly, business partnerships engage two or more individuals in joint ownership. This concept of shared accountability and rewards is a cornerstone in the business world. Partnerships can take various forms, but two of the most common are general partnerships and limited partnerships. In a general partnership, every partner is personally accountable for the firm's liabilities. They bear the brunt if anything goes south. On the other hand, limited partnerships offer a degree of protection, as partners are not personally liable for the business's debts. This means they are shielded from financial devastation if the firm runs into trouble. Now, let's consider the factors influencing these structures. It's critical to understand how these factors play together to shape a business's operational framework. The first factor, business size, can greatly alter the way these structures are formed. For instance, small businesses tend to have flatter structures due to fewer employees, while large corporations generally opt for more hierarchical setups. Meanwhile, industry sector impacts the type of structures that are most effective. Retail businesses might thrive with a territorial structure, while IT companies might lean towards matrix structures. Lastly, legal requirements play a crucial role in defining a company's structure. Different jurisdictions have various regulations that businesses must comply with. These, in combination with the aforementioned factors, mold a company's structure. Business size, industry sector, and legal requirements often intersect. For instance, sole traders are often small businesses due to limited financial capacity. These individual entrepreneurs usually operate on a modest scale, primarily due to resource constraints and the inherent risks associated with business ventures. The financial limitations they face typically make expansion a challenging endeavor. Conversely, certain industries necessitate larger, more intricate structures that have a significant demand for capital. Industries such as steelworks are a prime example of this, where the nature of the business demands significant financial outlays for the purchase of heavy machinery, raw materials, and stringent safety measures. Steelworks requiring substantial investments perfectly exemplify this paradigm. Industry regulations often dictate the legal and ownership structures of businesses. This is particularly true for professional service firms. It is essential to understand that the form of these structures can vary widely depending on the specific industry and governing regulations. For instance, a unique model exists in the legal industry. Here, many law firms are compelled by their regulatory bodies to organize themselves under a specific structure. They may be obliged to establish their firms as partnerships. This is a clear example of how industry regulations can shape the structure and operations of professional service firms. Whew, that was a whirlwind tour of ownership structures and legal forms in the business world. The choice of structure can determine the future of a business. It's a decision that demands careful consideration, taking into account factors such as the legal environment, the nature of the business, financials, and long-term goals. Choose wisely and pave your path to success. For more rich content like this, make sure you like our video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of business.